Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. Boy, has it been an intense day today. In fact, I have one more report for you today, and this report is that the Democrats are now seeing a lot of unrest within their party because of the stance of the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. As you know, the House Speaker is standing firm, and as far as the lead Democrats are concerned, she does have her reasons for standing firm, but there is a lot of unrest within the Democratic Party about the position of the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to jump right into that. By the way, if you're wondering what that is, that's my plan after I'm done with the video because of the kind of day it's been. So that's my plan at the end of the day today. So here's where things stand right now. According to a brand new article on Politico, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is facing growing Democratic unrest over the stimulus relief. The prospect of failing to approve more relief is leaving many Democrats extremely alarmed in Washington, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's stance is increasingly putting her at odds with moderate Democrats in her caucus, some of whom are growing more vocal in their frustration, in their anger towards her. Republican Kathleen Rice is a Democrat from New York. She pressed House Speaker Pelosi on why members wouldn't stay in town waiting for a deal, to which the speaker told her to take a poll of your colleagues. And this is a comment from Representative Abigail Spanberger, who from Virginia, and she said, my conviction is to actually do my own bleeping job and come up with a solution for the American people. She said we have to bring something to the floor. So that is where things stand right now. Now, this is something interesting. Steny Hoyer, who's another important Democrat, he has privately pushed House Speaker Pelosi to reconsider her strategy, to budge a little, if you will. But he was sympathetic to the concerns from the moderate Democrats on the call. This was a call from today, actually. And he said, I quote, I don't want to undermine Nancy in any way. That's what Steny Hoyer said multiple times on the call. Now, this is what Representative Max Rose, who's a Democrat from New York, this is what he said on the call. Every member of the leadership team, Democrats and Republicans, have messed up. Everyone is accountable. Get something done, get something done, exclamation mark. That is what Representative Max Rose said. So now the current position of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and senior Democrats and lead Democrats is that no deal is going to be better than caving in and agreeing to some sort of a limited deal, which then would leave out the most vulnerable aspects, the most vulnerable individuals. And they want to make sure that no one is left behind. That is the position of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the lead Democrats. And they do want significant funding for states and local governments who are facing potentially catastrophic loss in revenue. And this is what House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said today, I quote, on this call. And by the way, when she left the call, that's when a lot of the Democrats started voicing their concern and their frustration with Steny Hoyer. So that, that's an interesting thing to note. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said, a skinny deal is not a deal. It is, I quote, a Republican deal. Now, let's be clear. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi does have strong backing from progressive groups and from labor unions, and a lot of individuals are demanding that Congress pass a very robust stimulus package in an effort to help the economy, because the fact is everyone needs cash. Everyone needs quick cash now. People have to pay their rent. People need money to pay their rent. People need money to to keep the lights on. People need money to buy food, and so there's a real need to get money in order to be able to get through this crisis. And that's where the House Speaker is, that's why the House Speaker is staying firm with her position. Now, I want to be clear, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi did try and appease her caucus, her party, all the Democrats in the call that was conducted today. And she said that the House wouldn't depart Washington until there was a funding compromise. She said, I quote, we have to stay here until we have a bill. That's what House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said, according to multiple Democrats on the call. But so again, Democrats do seem to be pretty unhappy. And this is another comment from Representative Jason Crow, who's a Democrat from Colorado. And he actually flipped a GOP seat in 2018. He said, we can wait around forever for the proposal we think is a perfect proposal, and that obviously won't be helpful to anybody. I thought that was a very interesting comment. He said, I quote, time is of the essence here. But he did add that Democrats can't accept a number that's too low. And he said if you're looking at something that is wholly insufficient and does not address the complexity of the money, then you're actually just wasting that money. So as you guys listen, you guys can understand that this is an ideological difference in addition to a political difference. And Republican Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, the Democrat from New York, who's an influential freshman lawmaker, said that she had wrestled with the issue and she had thought long and hard about it, even as she saw the devastating effect of the pandemic in the state of New York, because New York was the hardest hit at the start of the pandemic, and New York really went through a whole lot. New York is one of my favorite places in the whole world. And she said, AOC said, I quote, "This administration, it seems what they want to do is cut another $1,200 check, but they don't want to actually provide state and local aid. That $1,200 check is a nice little sugar high, and I support giving another stimulus check. But a second check in and of itself alone," is what AOC is saying, "if we're not going to support state and local funding, if it's not going to include significant investments in testing, tracing capacity and infrastructure, all it is a little sugar high." Interesting point, well said actually, in my opinion. It's not going to solve the critical issues of the pandemic. So that sentiment from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and others reflects the mounting anger, the mounting frustration within the Democratic Party about the fact that no stimulus has happened yet. And keep in mind that the House Democrats did pass the HEROES Act, but it didn't go anywhere, didn't gain any traction in the Senate. And this is what Representative Greg Meeks, who's a Democrat from New York, said: let's make sure the American people know what we stand for and where we are. One idea, according to Meeks, is to build out a new proposal to reflect the roughly $2 trillion price tag that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has described as the lowest figure that Democrats would accept. And he said, I think we can re-emphasize what we're doing and how we're intent on spending the money, and even where we made some reductions. So Meeks is suggesting a new, fresh approach to this so that something can happen, as opposed to, just both sides staying where they are and not budging. And as you know, talks have stalled for several weeks now, for over 5 weeks now, and the skinny bill that the Republicans proposed didn't really go anywhere. And so the prospect of no more stimulus has alarmed many moderate Democrats, particularly those who are facing tough races in November. I just want to be clear, there are 35 Senate seats up for election in November and 435 House seats. And out of the 35 Senate seats, 23 are Republicans up for re-election and 12 are Democratic senators up for re-election. So the Problem Solvers Caucus, as you know, that was soundly rejected by the Democrats, and that's not going to go anywhere. And House Ways and Means Chairman Richard Neal, who's a Democrat from Massachusetts, he actually defended House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's position on the caucus call on Tuesday. And he said, for us not to cave is really important. He said on the call, according to Democrats who dialed in, and not everybody was in agreement. Now, House Transportation Committee Chairman Peter DeFazio, who's a Democrat from Oregon, was not in agreement. And he said on the caucus call, it was clear that Democrats would have to address the pandemic again, the stimulus negotiations again, before going home for the election. And he said that it has been 4 months since the House passed the $3.4 trillion HEROES bill. And he said, we can't leave town without a package. That's what DeFazio said. And he stressed that there would have to be some stimulus bill that would have to be signed. And he said that we need to come to a consensus and pass a stimulus bill. So that's where things stand, everybody. You know what my plan is for the evening. I want you to stay healthy. I want you to stay safe. I want you to take a deep breath. If you're in a situation where you desperately need money, where you desperately need quick cash, my recommendation would be to check out the other videos on our channel. Check out the Financial Freedom playlist, because that playlist includes a lot of videos, includes a lot of content on how you can re-engineer yourself to achieve financial freedom gradually over time. I'm trying to help our community as much as we can. So definitely check out the Financial Freedom playlist, check out the Managing Your Money playlist, and check out the Remote Work 101 playlist. Check out the Career Opportunities playlist, where you can learn about new ways to re-engineer your career. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope this helped. Please comment below and let me know what you thought of the Democrats' position, the unrest that exists within the Democratic Party. Let me know what you think. Also, please share this video with friends and family so that we can help spread the word and grow our community. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, check out my introductory video. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. I am a beneficiary of American exceptionalism, and I want to help you live your American dream. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications so you get instant updates from our channel going forward. Sometimes YouTube does not send out notifications, so please make sure to bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. Once again, that's youtube.com/ignition time, so that you can visit our channel at your convenience and never miss a single video. Follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. And we release exclusive content specifically for our Instagram followers. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. So follow us on Twitter because you can get breaking news and alerts from us on Twitter. Now, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. So make sure you please click like, you subscribe, you enable notifications. Speaking of notifications, get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. And you can get added to our SMS list. You can also get added to our email list if you want. Go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and then you can get added to our email list. You can opt out of our email list or our SMS list at any time that you want. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications, because that is your vote of confidence in me, in my team, and all the hard work that we do to put together this exclusive content specifically for our viewers and subscribers. So if you do that, it helps out the YouTube algorithm, it helps us, and it is your vote of confidence in us. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.